Hey, YouTubers, Tasman here, bringing you another episode of PC Building Simulator. And I have a quick confession to make. I did all my recordings on Saturday, and when I got to them, there was no audio, voice audio. There was game sound, but no audio. So I'm kind of I'm doing a voiceover here. So the window I'm looking at is not very big. Can I pull you out? No, it's not going to let me do that. So I won't be able to read a lot of this stuff, but feel free to pause the video at any time you like, and you can read this stuff. But some of the things I might know the gist of, so I can tell you. So here we are. We have two deliveries coming up, I believe, tomorrow. So we just need to end the day and begin anew, which is what we're going to do right now. So here's our two new deliveries. We have one, actually both of them were with RAM, I believe. Grab the one, not that one, and grab the other one. Perfect. So now I'm talking, and of course I keep blundering and messing up. I grab the machine as I usually do instead of go into it. But here we're just taking a look at what the RAM is. We're going to go and order said RAM and verify that it's going to be next day delivery and not 3 to 5 days, especially because I believe one of these two systems, weren't they on a deadline? So let's see, we wanted the white one, and I believe it was the 4 gigs, so that's what we want right there. Looks good. And then you'll notice, look, that actually says next day delivery, which is what we want. I think they do it on purpose. I think they do it so that sometimes you mess yourself over and you get the 3 to 5 days, which is terrible. Like on this one right here, notice we only have 4 days, and we're approaching the weekend, so goodbye 2 days. So we actually have 2 days on this system. So there we go, we kind of get the idea of what the RAM is we need, and we find the RAM. And we're upgrading it to 4 gigs, so we don't actually need to buy a 4 gig DIMM. We did that earlier, but notice here, look, it tried doing it. It tried making us do the 3 to 5 days. That would have been very bad, because those 3 to 5 days do not include weekends. So now we have the two things ordered. There's really not much else we can do, so we just kind of go and say, all right, well, let's jump to the next day. Oh, although this one was a bad DIMM, we're replacing it, so we're pulling out the old one. And we're hoping we can do it without pulling out that fan, so we don't have to use CPU thermal paste and all that fun stuff. And luckily it goes right through the fan, just like in real life. And let's go to the following day. So yeah, so here you can see the 7th, we're on the 16th, the 17th and 18th is Saturday and Sunday. We're not open on the weekend, so that would have meant we would have been in big trouble if we would have done that 3 to 5 day shipping. So here we are, next day. We got our two DIMMs, and we're gonna go install them. So RAM is actually a really easy one to do. Basically you just undo the locking clips and you just slide the DIMM in. Generally there's only one way it'll go in, because there's a notch in the RAM. It's usually not quite in the center, so that it'll only go in one way. and then you just slide it in. Those notches, the locks will actually close on it when you push it all the way in. So pretty nice there. Now, one thing we will find out here is we had some used memory. I'm not sure. We have quite a few little knickknacks in our inventory, and we could have been dishonest, and we could have, you know, put someone else's old RAM that we upgraded earlier into this machine and charged the person. The game wouldn't have cared. But you know, I like to consider myself an honest person. So we went ahead, put in the RAM, and now this is another little thing. So between the last episode and this episode, once again there was an update, and apparently any systems that are in your inventory or whatever, well, actually no, they weren't in our inventory that time. They were in transit. So I'm not sure, but when we plug this guy in and we have to put in our 3D Mark thumb drive, put that on in there, and when we power it up, it's not complaining about anything, and it really wouldn't. However, when we go to put this system down, we're going to get a surprise. In fact, both systems have the same surprise, so I don't want to spoil it. Make you watch another 20 minutes before we do that. Like I did say, I do really apologize for having to do a voiceover on this. I know that's a lot less entertaining and interactive, but we did some good stuff in this episode, and I didn't want to just lose it and jump into another episode. So that's why we're doing the voiceover, so please forgive me. So yeah, look at all this RAM we have sitting in our inventory. We have the one that we had from the other machine, but then we actually had one in here that would have fit this machine, which is kind of odd. So there's the broken one. We go to, oh, we put it in already. Now we're just closing up the case, and I don't remember when we went out in the hall to check on the 8 terabyte drive. Like it would have magically appeared in the system, ready to go. So here you can see we get green across the board. And did this, I don't think this one asked us to do the thing, but see, so we got green because it powered up just fine. However, now watch. We set it down and we're like, okay, and talk a little bit more. Oh, actually I was going to check this machine to see if we took RAM out of it or something. I think that's what I did. And because it booted, I figured, no, this must not have been RAM for that. So we go ahead and just, what was it I don't remember what I was doing right here. I was going through my inventory to see if there's anything that specifically went to that machine. And you can see there was that little RAM there. We just decided to sell it. It's old RAM. Didn't need it. This is one of those 4 terabyte hard drives. Now that would have been for this machine. We're not selling that. We're going to hang on that because there might be someone that asks us for an upgrade of hard disk. Hopefully it's not 8 terabytes or larger than 4. And we'll be able to use that guy. So that's brand new hard drive. Okay, looks like all green. Note, did you guys note that was all green? Now we're like, let's go. Show me the money, baby. However, when we come here and we go to turn it in, we don't have the option to return it. It says missing cables. Now, last time I checked, you don't need cables to install RAM. And you'll see this guy also missing cables. So now we have to figure out which cables. Now in the past we've had issues where there was an update and the hard drives all came undone. So that's kind of what I was expecting. And we just grabbed both our systems. I missed a couple times. and we set it down. So I was thinking, okay, so maybe what we'll do is we'll just click on the cable tool and it will show us what's missing. Now up at the top it has that little yellow. I was thinking, just for a moment, I was thinking that is where the power cord goes. However, it's not. Then I realized, oh wait, that's the fan cable, which is the one that's missing. So now you can see we have all the cables plugged in. We just need to put back on the side, and of course, because we opened it, we did something with it. Now, I wasn't paying attention. You guys probably saw it, but it said PC ready. PC can boot, and we did not boot it. So, just because we opened the case and put on that cable, we do need to make sure it can boot. Now I figured that out in here. So we do the exact same thing here. We click on cable, and we can see it's the exact same cable that is missing. But here I actually notice, oh wait, those other two changed red. We actually have to run the 3D Mark again. So I was like, okay, well, let's plug in our USB thumb drive. And then I also thought, well, if this one had to be rebooted or test the boot again, we're probably going to have to do the other one. So we actually go grab the other machine again and put it on our workbench again. However, now this was a little good because I do try and uninstall the 3D Mark. I didn't uninstall 3D Mark there, so I didn't even need to put in my thumb drive. But I usually try and uninstall that just because it's a good practice for real life. Game, once again, I seriously doubt it even cares. So now we go grab this guy, and it's like, oh, well, great. We have to power it on just to prove it can boot. And it comes up. So we're all good to go. We click shutdown, and we mouse over it. Well, actually, we didn't mouse over that one to make sure everything's green. And we place it, and now everything's green. It's ready to go. So now we just gotta wait for that. But if we turn this one in, we'll be able to get at least maybe another thing coming in before that 3D Mark finishes. So here, this is the voodoo woman. Look at that. She found out that we weren't the ones. This is the one that was outraged with us. But apparently, her power cable was at fault. So she's no longer mad at us, which is always good. Then we have this new job here. I'm trying to remember what it was. Run 3D Mark. Oh, this is just another ramp. Oh no, this is the one we're doing, isn't it? No, this isn't the one we're doing. This is another one that's basically the same thing, but we do have to run 3D Mark on it. So I'm saying, yeah, we could do that. It's pretty easy money. And then we see that that's done, and yep, we're good to go. We actually are good. I'm a good boy. I uninstall it, reboot it, as I'm supposed to. And we wait for it to boot up. And it boots up. Shut it down. Good to go. So even this time, just to simulate real life, I removed the USB, the thumb drive. I don't always do that in this game. However, working in a tech shop, if you have thumb drives that you do that with, you end up losing quite a few of them. So if you have good, honest customers, they'll bring them back to you, but not everyone's honest. Alright, hold on just 1 second. Okay, sorry. So here you can see it says that one's not ready to boot. Wait, which one was that? That one we don't have yet, is it? So we collect that one. Oh, I can't remember what that other one is. Oh, that was an old one. We don't have it anymore, and it still said that. So I think we just discarded it. And we still have at the very bottom, we have our 8 terabyte one. Then we have that one that was before. And here we have upgrade the graphics card. Now these are ones that I'm a little weary about. And I'm kind of talking about that because what does that mean? Upgrade the graphics card. Are you looking for more memory? Are you looking for, you know, more core cycles, or, you know, all the different things that you can upgrade on the video card? So we were a little nervous doing this one, but we figured maybe if we just went up a model number that we would be better. And we kind of worked on making sure we did this. Now I look at my inventory and I'm like, wait a minute, I have 2 video cards. But once again, it's kind of dishonest to use other people's old stuff and charge it like it was new. So we're kind of going through our inventory real quick and cleaning out anything that we have that doesn't belong to a system. The only thing we really kept is that storage drive, the hard drive, the 4 terabyte one, and pretty much everything else. Now, of course, we still have those stinking PCI slot covers, and I don't know how we get rid of those, but we're gonna have those till the end of time. So now it's time to close the shop for the day and start over again. Here's our 2 new systems. One of these is upgrade the video card. One of them was to upgrade the video, or the RAM. So I think this was the video card, upgrade graphics card, and then that guy right there is the RAM. And you can see so far we're on schedule for completing it on time. This one ends up being kind of close just because we have the weekend, I believe. So we actually finish on the day that we're supposed to give it back. So we're looking at how much money we get for each thing. Then I decide, okay, let's go check what RAM we need, because we're upgrading to 4 gigs of RAM. Once again, if these people are telling me how much it's gonna cost and there's no variance or room for negotiations, I'm just gonna do it. And on that same note, well, we'll wait just a few minutes because it's gonna come up about the benchmarking. So here we are looking for the RAM. Lo and behold, it's some of that RAM we just threw away. Of course. But like I said, I'd rather be honest. So, and there it goes again, trying to get us to do 3 to 5 days. I wonder if it does it. If this one was a timed one, I wonder if it does it mostly on timed ones, just to make sure you're paying attention. It's interesting. I'll have to try and pay attention to that more in the future. So now we've got the RAM ordered, we're going to go ahead and check out the video card, the graphics card. So this is a pretty budget graphic card that's in here. It probably wouldn't even take much to upgrade it. And it's only using up one of the PCI slots. It has no SLI cables, it has no power, nothing. So it's really a pretty simple card. I can't read it because the screen that I'm looking on is too small, but like I said, you can always pause the video and read the information. I'll give you the gist of what I can. So here we're looking at it, we're saying, okay, graphics card, they're giving us 380. So we want to make some kind of profit, but we can't go above 380, otherwise we're just not making any profit. So I believe this card that I'm pointing to that one's the card that's in there, I think. No, that's not the card that's in there. That one's the card that's in there. This is the card we're looking at, which has a higher model number. I think that other one's 1030 and that one's a 1050. And then the prices just skyrocket from there. So we're just like, yeah, let's just get rid of this one. Or him. I guess I shouldn't say her if it's not necessarily a her. So we go ahead, choose that one, and look, 3 to 5 days again. Stupid game. So these two systems are pretty easy. Now we don't have anything to do, so we can go ahead and jump into day 3. And as you can see, our thing is actually due on this day. So we have to get that RAM, I think it was the RAM. We got to get that installed and sent back to the customer. Yeah, so there's the one that says complete by this day. So here we are, grabbing memory, throwing it in right next to the other one. Actually, no, is this replace? No, it's upgrade. So yeah, we're gonna put it in next to the other one. We just need to click on the slots to open them up. A little clip, and there we go. Now we've got the green on that. I click the cable just to make sure that there's not a fan that's missing it. And we put back on the side, screw it in, and forget about putting in my thumb drive. But that's okay. You can usually put it in the thumb drive while after a system is booted. Probably not the best thing to put in the system while it's in the boot process, because you don't know if it tried detecting it and it wasn't there, so on and so forth. So here we go. We reboot the system. We're going to start running the benchmark, and then we're going to go ahead and work on that other system. So all we have to do here is remove the old video card. Like I said, it doesn't have any power that goes directly to it through a cable, so we were able to do that pretty easy. Here I'm saying I wonder if it's 2 slots, if we're going to have another one of those other slots. So here's the card. As you can see, it does take up another slot, so we have to remove that bad boy. So we have to click remove and mouse over it. There we go. And now we have another one of those to be eternally in our inventory. Pretty soon our inventory is just going to be full of these covers. So there we go. Didn't even have to put in a screw, which is kind of different with this one. But it looks like it's all good to go. We might have to cable it. No, we didn't have to cable this one either. Go ahead and put on the side. And this one needs the 3D Mark II. So we need to go get it from the other system. Now I get a little worried here because I don't want to have to do that 3D Mark again, so I'm really looking which button, like right click for this, left click for pick up the PC, so on and so forth, or whatever it was, because I didn't want to pick it up in the middle of the benchmark and have to start over, because those are kind of slow. So you can see, go ahead, add our benchmarking software, reboot the system, comment about the Raptor background, which is pretty cool. Move my mouse over the screen as if it makes it move faster. And start the benchmark. So as you can see, this one's done. So now we're like, okay, perfect. Let's go ahead and uninstall it, because I'm a good tech. Reboot. Shut it off, and we can go put this one by the door. And then finally, I mouse back over it. Wait a minute, make sure it wasn't a case fan thing. So because the other one was doing the benchmark still, we go ahead and decide to collect this, and we unlock CPU overclocking. Now, to be completely honest, I've usually been happy with my processor speeds and stuff, and I've never been too interested in overclocking my own PC. You can do it, and it's not necessarily recommended, but sometimes it can be safe, but you can actually destroy your hardware too by overclocking it. So like I said, I've never really been someone that actually loved overclocking his hardware. You can see we got a whole bunch of new stuff, lots of graphics cards, and what else was in there? Looks like graphics cards. No hard drive that's 8 terabytes. So we still wait for our 8 terabyte drive. We know it's going to come at some point. It has to come, right? Maybe I should jump in sandbox mode and see if there's even an 8 terabyte hard drive. However, they are also working on this game, so they're always adding new stuff. So it's got to be in there somewhere. And that might be RAM actually right there. And that looks like a 950. Oh, now this one I get excited about. This one's pretty cool because we actually get to build a PC from scratch. So this is what we're going to do in the next episode. And I'm pretty excited because we need to stay under that, what is it, 750. The main things they want is at least 500 gigs of storage. We have a 4 terabytes, so we could keep the price way down by using our 4 terabyte drive, and they'll be very happy. But we actually get to do everything from scratch, which is kind of cool. So that'll be kind of fun. And then here, let's see. So also, it looks like when you have a order to build a new PC, it doesn't come on the door or in the hallway. It actually puts a little Post-it note right there. Remember how a while ago we were mousing over and we're like, oh wait, there's something here. That's what it is. Those are for building PCs, and then you just put it on the workstation and you can get all the parts and build it. So pretty cool stuff. So finally we have this guy, and we can uninstall our software. And reboot. You must restart. And I think this is the one where I do a little bit of a boo-boo that you wouldn't want to do in real life, but in the game, once again, nope, this isn't it. What I do, I thought it was in this video, maybe it was in another video that I just did, but I right-click on the system, or left-click, no, it's right-click, and I didn't even shut it down. I just right-click it, which pulls all the cables out of it and everything. So I was like, oops. But I thought it was this one. So the next thing that's going to happen here is we're checking to see if maybe 8 terabyte storage appeared at some point, and we just missed it. But then we're going to, we're going to go ahead and turn in the system that we just worked on and get our dinero. We're going to see that we get another, what is that, a video card, I think? Couldn't tell, it went way too quick. But then we see, now look, 3D Mark score of 2087. Now, here's my standpoint. If we could actually tell the customer how much, if they didn't tell us how much they were going to pay us, and then we just had to try and match it, I'd probably be more happy doing these 3D benchmarks. However, I might upgrade the video card, but it's just under what I need. Now either I could buy another video card that's even more expensive and be out that money as well, or I might have to upgrade the CPU, which means, oh, maybe I have to upgrade the motherboard. And so the prices can skyrocket really quick. So I'm kind of avoiding these. So I just keep saying reject anything that's benchmark, and the game is adamant. It really wants me to do 3D benchmark. And I'm like, nope, I'm not going to do it. But then we finally get this one that just says, I want it to be able to run League of Legends in 4K spec. So this is something we can definitely do. So I go ahead and say, yep, let's do that. And we finish up. So this is the end of the video, guys. Like I said, I'm sorry that it is the way it was, but hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to leave a thumbs up down below. Aside from that, comment, like, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter. Check out my Discord and my other channels. And don't forget about the great big game giveaway. 1,000 subs, I'm giving away 56 Steam games from my library. That's 1 out of every 20 subs get a game. So that's about it. Until next time, I'll be seeing you later. Bye.